Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name's Scott Heaton. I am your host of Scott Recommends, and today we have Matt Bell with My Tax Pro. Matt, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good to have you. So, before we get into this series, tell us a little bit about who you are and why taxes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm passionate about taxes. It's weird to be excited about taxes, but I love doing taxes. My background, I graduated from BYU, and then I went on to become a financial planner. Did that for a few years, and then I've been doing taxes ever since then. I'm passionate about explaining concepts that are normally somewhat complicated and explain it in a simplified and easy to understand method. And I want to provide tax services to people that can afford them. We're fast, we're affordable, and I'm passionate about helping people who don't have a lot of money to spend on getting their taxes done and helping them out. So
Yeah, you mentioned something, breaking it down where it was easy and understandable.
yeah,
I, for those of us who struggle with taxes and those kinds of things, uh, that would be awesome. So today, earlier on, we were talking about. You mentioned that you wanted to talk about how to reduce your personal tax debt or liability. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
jump into that. Tell us about what that means.
Absolutely. So, that's the common question I get is, how do I reduce my tax liability? And when you're doing taxes, it really comes down to two main things, at least with your personal taxes. And one is going to be deductions. The second thing is going to be credits. So when I say deductions, that's something that's going to reduce your taxable income. So people often think of like the standard deduction or itemized deductions. Okay. So the standard deduction is something that you get if you're filing single or filing joint, your standard deduction is going to be a certain amount. And then your itemized deduction, that is, examples of that is going to be like your mortgage interest, property tax, donations, medical expenses. And the itemized deductions have to amount to more than that standard deduction before it makes sense to itemize. Other deductions out there are going to be, money that's put into like a retirement account, or if you're a teacher, there's an educator expense deduction. So it's important to pinpoint what deductions are applicable for you. And so that's why it's important to see a tax professional to see which deductions apply to you.
What are the benefits of doing standard or itemized?
Yeah, great question. So the itemized deduction, it's going to make more sense to go that route if you surpass that standard deduction. And so between like your mortgage interest, property tax, donations, medical expenses, and medical expenses, they have to be over 7.5% of your income before it starts to count towards an itemized deduction. But if all of that amounts to more than the standard, then it's going to make more sense to go itemized. Separate from deductions, you have credits, and credits are a one-for-one reduction of your tax liability, and so credits can be super beneficial as far as that goes.
I'm really grateful for guys like you because there was a time that we did our own taxes, and I'm sure they weren't done right. So, yeah, it's nice to have people like you that are excited about taxes
Yeah.
because that's not me. So, Matt, let me ask you: for people that are on the fence or trying to decide uh, whether to go itemized, standard, consider is it time for us to reach out and talk to a CPA? Because a lot of people use TurboTax, right? Those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Yeah.
How do people find you so they can at least call and maybe ask you a few questions to see if you might be a good fit for what their needs are?
Absolutely. So yeah, they can give us a call. We also have a website that you can go to schedule an appointment, and I would love to jump on a phone call, answer any questions that you may have. We don't charge for phone calls like that, where we just go back and forth with any tax questions you have, and then if it makes sense, then we'd schedule an appointment for you to do a tax appointment with. So
Awesome. Do you want to give them your phone number and your website address?
yeah, so our website is it's my-taxpro.com. Then my email is matt, M-A-T-T, at my-taxpro.com. And then my phone number is um, Oh, that's for sure.
So you don't call yourself Dolphin.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
That's awesome.
So my phone number is 35352-3396.
Okay, good stuff, Matt. I appreciate you dropping by, chatting with us, and stay tuned. Matt and I are going to do a series of kind of Q&As like this. So if you have interest in just the tax field in general, I know we're going to talk about personal versus business, those kinds of things. So stay tuned. Circle back, and you can watch the series under Matt Bell, My Tax. Thanks again for coming. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.